What is up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm, as always, your grateful host, Cam Williamson. Fantastic to be back with you. Look, we had opening day within the past couple days. Cincinnati Reds won the other night, beat the Braves 6-3. It's pretty dope. I don't have a lot of time to watch games anymore. I try to keep up with just teams that I like. I'll, Google the highlights or, whatever the next day, but I'm not going to sit down and watch an entire game, really, of anything. Football, basketball, baseball. Only thing I do Saturday nights is I watch the UFC fights. So, yeah, it's cool to have baseball back. I love that feeling of, it kind of brings you back to youthful age of throwing ball around and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's cool. I'm glad that that's back. The big topic of conversation today in my sphere of things is that Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, purchased the largest majority stocks, I guess. Makes him the largest majority stockholder in Twitter. Spent I don't know what it was. I've heard a few different numbers. $3 billion, $6 billion, $9 billion, some quantity of $3 billion to become a 9% overall shareholder in Twitter. And I think it was a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago, Elon threw up a poll on Twitter, and he said, hey, do you think Twitter or do you think that free speech is a crucial part to democracy? And had his people weigh in. I thought that was an odd question when I saw the poll. I figured that was a leading thing. Elon's definitely a character, and he likes to create the mystique around himself, and he does that a lot with Twitter by the way he names his kid. He announced it, all the symbols and shit that he used. He's randomly dropped beats that he made or songs and stuff. So he's kind of an eccentric guy, but I think overall Elon seems to be a good person. He seems to be for the betterment of all, and he seems to be very well balanced. While he wants to see great things for the world, but he understands that there is detriment. There is terrible shit that happens. The world is not always nice. And I think he genuinely just wants to see the truth win out. I think that's why he's doing this, is because in the end, for too long, I think we've all been fighting against this invisible enemy, which is they. They on Twitter has had this loud voice for so long. And over the last mainly 5 years or so, we all know that there's Russian bots that invade Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these things, and they get on there and they create lies, and then our people believe them, and then we create all these internet wars over pieces of propaganda that were drummed up and made to create those problems, so that way our foundation would crumble just like it has. And I think Elon, while I don't even believe he's American by nationality, I think he was born and raised in South Africa or something like that. But I think he's a humanitarian in the way of he just wants to see the human race succeed. He wants to see us all win. I've never noticed where Elon puts up a hateful thing. Everyone is mad at him because he makes a shitload of money and he decides to launch rockets into space with his money. The fuck y'all care for? You're not they just tried to press Elon a couple months back where they were you got enough money, you could end world hunger. And he goes, yeah, really? Show me the numbers. You show me the numbers, I'll pay the tab. But you got to give me a bill. Give me a bill that I can look at and let my people go over it. If you got it, I'll pay it. And they were well, actually, it's not that simple. He goes, fucking exactly. And then he knocked off so many of his, I don't know what it was, Tesla shares or SpaceX shares. He sold off so much of his shares to one of his companies that paid the amount that they were requesting towards an actual World Hunger Foundation. So it's dude, Elon is not out here Bill Gates and shit to what we know, where he's owning patents to vaccines that are gonna cure diseases that'll be released at a later date or some shit like that. Elon's exploring space. He's digging tunnels underground. He's genuinely trying to explore for humanity. And I think one of the biggest detriments that we've had to the human race and to society as Americans, and really all over the world, we're feeling this. It's being able to tell the truth. Speak the truth about the situations that you see in front of you. For far too long, we've had people tell us what the world is and what the world is like and what really is and how things should be. And it's become so painstakingly clear over the last 2-3 years that nobody knows anything. Nobody is really reliable to give anyone else advice because everyone's life is so unique and every experience is so individual that to even gain advice or to think that any of us really know anything is psychotic. Unless you're somebody like Elon who's actively in the trenches every day, doing real research, meaning you're putting theories to test and you're giving them variables and you're coming up with real conclusion that could be tracked and that could be replicated again. Like, that's doing research. Googling something on the closest Google page you can find and going, yep, that sounds about right to me, and then sharing that is not doing research, right? And when you have somebody who's willing to do the work and they're pointing out big problems that they see, I think it's important that those of us that self-admittedly don't want to do that hard research should pay attention to stuff like that. Twitter for far too long has been a voice that has actually changed the scope and the landscape of our real life. Actors and stuff have lost their jobs, some rightfully, some not. Some people have been put in prison over allegations that have come out over Twitter, some right, some not. And again, it's this thing where like Twitter is its own verse. It's its own universe now. And we're so close to coming into this metaverse and this Internet 3, whatever the fuck they call it, where people are going to be putting on Oculuses and walking around like a bunch of dumbasses. It's like we got to get some kind of control over what's allowed to be done, because what's going to happen when we start dealing with metaverse cults? Where you can't pull your 16-year-old off their fucking Oculus because they're in a church meeting being told some wild shit that nobody even knows is real, and why is there a bunch of people saying that they now believe in this? But because enough people read enough articles and saw enough shit and got emotionally invested, you can make people do anything. You can make them believe in religion. You can make them give up their religion. You can make them believe in love. You can make them give up on love. You can make people believe whatever. It's all about how it's sold. And it's all about whether or not what you're selling lines up with that person's life experience. That's why some people dig religion and some people don't. Some people can get really, really hurt in life and go, I just don't think there's much meaning in all this. And I don't think there's a whole lot of, purpose for us as individuals. Maybe it's just a collective society. We're supposed to see what all we can become and let it be what it is. You don't know. But I know it's imperative that we have those type of conversations. Why can't we talk about God? Why can't we talk about relationships and sex and movies and music? And we should be able to, there should be nothing off the table that we can discuss. I think it should just be, you should choose wisely who you discuss what with, right? That's always been a thing. Like, you don't just talk about your religious beliefs with everyone. You don't just talk about your financial plans with everyone. You got to protect that shit because it's yours. It's your belief system that's going to push you through life. And it's your belief system that ultimately makes you who you are every day. And sometimes by sharing that with too many people, or having a bunch of people that you call up and, oh my God, this is what's going on in my day. And then they give you all this feedback, and then you adjust your personality based off of it. Well, you don't even realize you just took in stuff and you processed it, and then you kicked other shit back out, and you changed a little bit. You took on a way of seeing life, and your perspective on life was gradually shifted by each and every conversation you had. So you go, okay, maybe I want to protect who I'm around all the time, and maybe I want to protect my energy. And then if I do that, and I'm willing to stay open, and I'm willing to stay honest with myself and not be in this weird state of denial. I just posted something on Facebook this morning that was like, so many people are living in emotional neglect and calling it a positive mindset. And I feel like that is more apparent now today than ever, because people walk around all day long not talking about anything that happened to them in the past, people that they cared about, things they loved, things that, mean a lot to them, or things that hurt them and things that broke them and how they had to rebuild. We don't talk about those things because we're like, oh, why are you talking about your problems? You want all this attention. And it's like, no, man, people are living life. And by not talking about it, we're not fucking helping nobody. We're doing what we've been doing for the last 30 to 50 to 100 fucking years, which is growing more people up to believe in a bunch of bullshit ass lies that ain't going to get anybody anywhere but in a fucking grave by the time you're 55, because your blood pressure goes out of control from all the goddamn stress you live under. Because you worry about this and you worry about that and you worry about this and you wonder about, is your car good enough that when you drive it to the kids' soccer practice, does the people give a fuck enough? Who cares? Who gives a motherfuck? 90% of the people at the soccer practice talk shit about you, right? When you get home, most of those people talk shit about you when you're not around them. And then when you go out and finally find time to be by yourself, you piss all those people off anyway. So you might as well do whatever in the fuck you want to do. And guess what? Whether Elon likes it, whether Trump likes it, Biden likes it, I like it, your mom likes it, who gives a motherfuck if you like it? Right? All this stuff of like, you have to agree with me or else I just can't live with myself. Why? Why is it so goddamn important that that person adheres to what you believe? Why does it affect your life that much? Can you have the conversation, speak your piece, and then let it be what it is? Let them go. Oh, you're a fucking idiot. Blah, 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 blah. TikTok's a great lesson for that. Speak your piece, put it out, post your shit, and then get off. Engage in a conversation while it serves you to do so. But there seems to be this time frame that social media posts go through, where for the first 24 hours that it's up, it's cool. It's a real conversation. Then 48 hours, you might catch a second wave and people be like, oh shit, I'm just seeing this. This is wild. Bah. And in that, you'll get a little bit of the ruffians will start coming in. People start saying racist shit, sexist shit, just calling me a motherfucker for no reason. And you're like, okay, here it comes. And then the genuine engagement starts to go down and the trolls start to go up. And you're like, oh, I see what happened. Watch what happened. You had people that are actually trying to keep their thumb on the pulse of life, trying to keep up as best as they can, right? They're seeing shit when they can see it through their busy days. I can respect it. They're engaging. Oh, fuck, that's crazy. I didn't see all that. Blah, 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 blah. Going into it, right? And then they go to work. They're gone for 4 to 5 hours, but then you see they come back. Oh, there they are. They're engaging again for a minute. They're talking to people in the comments, and you can almost watch people's day play out where you go, oh, they engaged at 7 in the morning. And then they went away for 4 hours and they came back at lunch and they were talking while they were on lunch break, and then they would go away and then they would come back. That's what viewing analytics will show you, is how people live their motherfucking lives. They get on their social medias and argue about shit that they care about for as long as they care about it. And then the second that the next thing happens, the next topic happens, they're not talking in that comment thread anymore because they've moved on to 3 other ones. It's only the weak ass fucking bitch ass trolls that ain't doing dick and don't know nothing about nothing because they're stuck in their head in a fucking video game or playing golf or whatever dumb shit people do. And that's the thing. The Masters is the thing. I'll rant about the Masters later because obviously I'm in a mood today. But people sit around doing all this dumb shit all day long, and then they take a half a second break from doing their dumb shit to talk about how everybody else is a dickhead, and then they move on. When really it doesn't equate to real life. Most of us are talking about drummed up headlines created by celebrities so that we'll talk about them, so that we'll buy their shit, so that way we can make their pockets bigger and their population and fame bigger, while we just keep chumming out money as consumers and we're not really doing anything to grow our own life except put on a new thing that shows that we're cool to our friends that like all the other dumb shit that doesn't really matter like everybody else. But yet we don't stop it, right? We don't actively stop doing that. We can recognize it and we can go, oh man, I live my life a lot for everybody else, and the things I care about, if I invest in it, people think I'm stupid, so let me just like either half invest in it and I'll do it when nobody's looking, or I'll be half that person, but if I'm fully that person, then people will think I'm a fucking fake or whatever. And it's like, you just worry so much, so let me get online. What do everybody else says about that? And you look in the comments and they don't fucking know what they feel about it either. And then you see the trolls and they get the most engagement because people like to tell each other to go fuck off, and that's just who we're becoming as human beings now. It don't take nothing for somebody to tell another person to go fuck themselves. At the drop of anything, go fuck yourself, man. What happened to us? What happened? When did people become so goddamn mean? And I can understand that people are becoming a little more hateful because as things present themselves, life seems more and more kind of hopeless and helpless. I could understand that, especially the older you get. I'm not going to sit here and try to put on fake optimism here. Life is tough a lot for everybody. But I'll never understand waking up in the morning, anybody you see in your home, you be an asshole to them. You get out and you go out into the world and you see people, whether they cut you off in traffic or, they jump line at the coffee joint or whatever it was. And then you see them and you want to do more harm to them. You want to make them feel bad. You want to call them something mean. You want to do all that. Okay, fine. Then we get online and we see this profile with a picture of a person we don't know saying some shit that we don't know what context they have or what education level they're speaking from. And then it's fuck them, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then we walk back out the door to go back to life and we're going, fuck that guy and fuck her and fuck. And you go, when did I become this person? When did I become this fuck the world, fuck this, fuck all these people person? Is it when I engage too much with the happenings of the world? Okay, fair enough. Shut that down. Go away for a few days. Leave it alone. Then you realize, what is life? What is really living life? What is it? It's being in the moment of realizing that in a moment of just looking at the trees and the wind blowing through the trees and the sunlight hitting your face and doing whatever you're doing, being in that moment, having the desire for more and regretting the past and enjoying the moment while having all those feelings, that really is the only thing you ever have in life. We take drugs and we drink to convince ourselves that things might change, right? Or that life might get better. We have to, usually it's when we're starting to get a little too low to be manageable, we have to intoxicate again or do something again, caffeine, anything, to go, I need hope. Dopamine helps us with that. Serotonin helps us with that. But we go, I need some hope right now. Because what I'm seeing right now is so goddamn bleak. Let me just coffee, quick dopamine hit. Okay, that'll last me at least an hour. There's only 24 hours in the day. I can get through this. I could do this one. And then I'll figure out tomorrow when I get there. Let me do this for 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes gone. We're all living in this survival, fight or flight mode of everybody knows that nothing is the way they want it to be, but nobody has any idea of what to do about it, and it seems hopeless to try for a lot right now. And I guess I've, beaten a dead horse on this one, but I would love to see hope come back alive. I would love to hear stories of people who good shit's happening to them, and things are changing in your favor, and life is being kind to you. I would love to hear that. So if you got something great, please send it to me. I would love and love and love to hear that. The Masters is going down. Let's talk about it. I always know when the Masters is coming because you get the awesome Georgia, all the day through. I love that song. That starts to show up through ESPN. So, the Masters is coming. I don't understand golf. I've been ranting and raving about golf for like the last week since I see Tiger on everything. I don't understand it, man. I'm a guy, right? I'm a guy. And my grandfather loved to golf in his later years. He took me out a few times, I think like 2 times, to actually play 9 holes of golf. I had buddies that loved to golf and were quite good at it. I went to hit the buckets with, my friends and all that. That shit is cool. How, as a grown man, and this is my stance on video games as well, how, as a grown man, you can go out. Now, golf, you got to dress the dumbest in the world to even be allowed to go there. So any place I got to dress like an asshole to be allowed to go, I probably don't want to go. I got to dress like an asshole, so I got to fucking button up, collar up, fucking whatever with the nice pants, and okay, fine, whatever. Go, dress like an ass, pay whatever it is, $75 so me and my 5 fuckhead friends can go. Usually people are drinking. Don't drink alcohol, so that's not fun for me anymore. So you can't, they're drinking out there. Whack! Fucking went all the way over there. All right, let my other 5 fuckers do their thing. Whack, 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 whack. Did you guys see what? Okay, you shanked that one in the fucking trees. You went that one over there. Okay, walk down. Ha, 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 fuck this. And cutting up, doing whatever. I can do all the laughing and joking and all the extracurriculars without going, whack! And then watching it fucking lie 300 yards down the way and go, oh, that was a fuck shot. I don't need to waste my time, right? Like, I used to throw rocks up and hit them with a fucking bat and go, okay? When I was a kid, when I had nothing else to do, but like, yo, you're an adult now. You can, like, do things that don't involve standing in a patch of grass just playing whack fuck. It doesn't make sense to me. And then when you're not good at that, you watch it on the television. Hey, tell me you're boring without telling me you're boring. You watch golf on TV. You watch a guy stand there and go, whack! That's your idea of a good fucking time. Kill me. Yo, kill me, son. And then you want me to watch you do this? I gotta go with you while you and your fucking idiot friends do this shit? Why? Why? Oh, the tea time's at what time? So you mean I'm gonna walk out there and there's gonna be dew all over the ground and I'm gonna have that sticky feeling all over my goddamn arms and then I'm gonna have to whack? I would rather go skate. I would rather have my body moving in a way where like something might actually be on the line. Something cool might actually happen. Right? Even if the coolest shit in the world happens in golf. The coolest fucking thing in the world happens in golf. You're standing 350 fucking yards from it. You whack fuck all the way down. One shot, it goes in that hole. That's a goddamn miracle. How much did you have to do with that? Very little. You had very little to do with that. Chance, fucking wind direction, all kinds of shit other than you looking, going, quack! So many other things had to go right for that ball to land in that hole on one shot. That's why it's phenomenal. You being the one that did it is like a third of why it's phenomenal. It's just because you're a human being and the phenomena of the ability and the statistical possibility of that going down is slim to none. And that's the whole fucking game of golf, isn't it? You got a little ball. You got a whack fuck stick. You got a hole that's about 3 times the size as the little ball. You hit the whack fuck stick on the little ball from 300 some fucking yards away. And statistically, you should lose it every single time. Every time it fucks into the tree, that should be what should happen. Because it's a little ball and you're just... But you straighten up the spine, right? You roll the thumbs. You check your backswing. And you swing through the motherfucking hips. And now we got the Masters. If you've done that since you were 3 years old. If you like visors and very straight pants, I think golf might be the way you get your kicks. If you like to drink excessively around men who probably have a coke habit, golf is your thing. If plaid pants and ignoring your family is in your hobby list of things that you really dig, golf is probably your game. A lot like video games. Now, you don't have to dress like an asshole to play video games. Video games, I understand more because there's only this. So there's no backswing in video games. But mentally, you're creating a challenge. You're completing the challenge. You're gaining a reward in the brain from doing that. Unless you're like a scratch golfer, you're not even getting the fucking trophy at the end of the level. You're just playing whack fuck, drinking beer, telling stories, lying about your life to your buddies, and then after 3.5 hours, you go home and act like you want to be where you are instead of back out playing whack fuck again. The Masters. What is it? Someone please tell me. Please tell me what it is about golf. I would love to hear it. I understand that a lot like in a baseball swing, the mechanics of the swing and the timing, it's all adjacent to the outcome. I just feel like in golf, and I think a lot of golfers would agree with this, the technology of golf clubs now today, it's more like archery nowadays, where back 500 fucking years ago, they made bows and arrows out of actual like sticks and shit. So being able to kill a fucking buffalo with a bow and arrow that was made out of the fucking tree that they slept under the night before, that shit's impressive as balls. Your candy ass taking a $700 crossbow with a $400 scope with a red dot and a magnifier and going, I'm about to fucking gaga. I'm a hunter-gatherer. I'm alpha male. No, you're an asshole playing a real-life video game. Go fight that motherfucker, dude. Go fight that deer. Go fight that bear. No, you want to, no, I get it. People got to eat. But I'm just saying, you want to act like you did some shit. Man, fight that bitch like a Native American would have had to have done. You better get up on that gazelle's ass and harr. Playing with me acting like you're some kind of talented shot because you got a $1,500 scope and a gauge. Fuck off. And then yet all of a sudden, city guys are funny because we like to go to the grocery store and do shit relatively conveniently. Yeah, maybe I want to spend time with my fucking family, not spend 6 to 9 hours freezing my dick off in a tree waiting for fuck off to go. I don't know. A lot of shit that guys do, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm a person who enjoys, I enjoy relaxing time. I enjoy to chill with people that I care about a lot. And I enjoy finding ways that we can all make memories together that will last past the moments that we live in. I don't want to go sit isolated on a golf course or in a tree or in front of a video game screen or any of that shit. I've always been the type of person, and this might just be the inner people pleaser in me, but I've always been the type of person that's like, if I've committed myself to something like a family or a routine, I will do that and do that at all costs first. Anytime I have free time, I do my shit. So yeah, if you want to go whack fuck a thing of balls at the driving range, that seems like a plenty fine hobby to me. If you want to play a couple games of Madden while your kids are taking a bath and doing all that, not a problem with that at all. It's the people that do it every day on the video game console, or you're going out golfing 3 times a week, or you're doing all this crazy shit, going fishing on a boat and spending months at a time gone from your family because you're going on these hunting excursions. Like all these fucking examples of things that men claim that we do because it's manly and it's all right as a man to be able to do shit. It's really just a divergent from saying that you're not happy in the life you live, so you're going to go do something completely irrelevant that takes up a shitload of time that really doesn't mean much, right? But again, if we're all searching for purpose in life and we're all just searching to find meaning in each moment, I guarantee I'm just an asshole for hating on all these different activities. Everybody is completely within their rights to like and do whatever the fuck they want to do. I have a hard time just understanding people's thought processes. And a lot of times I think my frustration and confusion can come off as judgment because I do seem very condemning and judgmental towards people that entertain these activities, but I'm not. I'm envious of them in a lot of ways because I wish I had the ability to sit and just play on a video game or, go out and just be able to sit and clear my mind enough to enjoy hitting a golf ball and being like, okay, I got to walk all the way to fuck down there, get in the golf cart and drive down there because I'm too lazy to fucking walk and carry this bag. Go down there, stand up, take one club out, fuck, whack, and somehow that is supposed to be like my idea of rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation, especially if I'm not one of the top in my field at it. I don't get rest and rejuvenation or relaxation or enjoyment out of that. I'm a very competitive person. So, I don't know. I don't want to go to war with my buddies every weekend either to see who's the best. There's a lot of shit that we do to ourselves that just, I think if people really sat back and looked at it and was like, why do I do this? What is the purpose of me doing this? Is it just solely because I enjoy the physical act of it, or am I avoiding something else while doing it? That would be the biggest question to think. If people would ask themselves, they would not always like the answers because they would stop doing a lot of habits or hobbies that they have, and they would make a lot of real changes, or they would be forced to make a lot of real changes in their life, and that's something people don't want to do. They don't want to do that at all because it's hard. You have to look and realize you fucked up and you made mistakes, and mistakes you made hurt people. Decisions you make in the future could hurt people, and other people getting their feelings hurt. It's not always something that you have to be sorry about, right? It's food for thought. Love you guys so much. I hope you're having an amazing week. This is gonna be it for me for this week. I skated yesterday. Everything was good. Felt good. Just a little clicking and popping in the hip. Elbow finally went back down to its normal size, so that's good. It might still look a little gnarly on here, but yeah, it went back, so that's solid. And I hope you guys are doing okay. Got some new designs releasing on Mad Mental Designs over at the roadredemptionpodcast.com. Go check that out if you guys are interested in the graphic tee line. Know how much I love you, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one.